What's going on, guys? It's 269. I'm going to try something different today. So we're actually going to introduce... I'm going to introduce a video and we're going to talk about Ghost Recon Wildlands because Alex actually had the chance to actually go hands-on with it while I waited and watched in the background. Very envious the whole time. So hopefully he can give me a breakdown and tell me what the game's all about because I wasn't able to watch the Ubisoft conference either because we're doing something at the same time. So I know absolutely nothing more so than I knew last year when the reveal trailer dropped and I was like, oh, this looks super exciting. So, was it good? That's my first question.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it was super, super good. I mean, so to kind of give you an idea of what we did in the demo, there is basically, it's a team of 4. You spawn on top of a hill and you've got a couple of objectives. The first thing you need to do is get towards there's a target you need to basically intercept and interrogate. So you can kind of do it in like a number of different ways. You work down as your team, you scope out the area, you get in, and then once you've interrogated your target, that then gives you the details you need to go to the next location. So there are, of course, one of the big things about Ghost Recon Wildlands is the number of different ways you can do things. So the way that you'll see it in this gameplay is that we sit at the top of the hill, you throw your drone up, you scan out the area, mark all the enemies, and then we've all got silence weapons. So we're all on headphones as well. We synchronized our shots and took out the targets from there.
So yeah, what were the weapon types like that?
So we had I had a sniper, I had an assault rifle, and I had a pistol. Then you also have a drone. I don't believe I had any kind of frag grenades or anything like that, so I think it was...
Do different people have different
weapons? I think we all had a pretty similar setup because it was supposed to be like a silent setup because obviously I would imagine you would pre-choose your loadout before, say you go on a mission or whatnot. But for this one, I know that everyone definitely had a silent sniper because the very first encounter we did, we all lined up, kind of like those sort of things where you start like a Call of Duty mission, they're like, oh yeah, got to take out both targets at the same time. So we all kind of had that because I think it was geared towards trying to sort of play stealthily because at the end of it, there was they did actually say, the guy said that no one's actually done a completely stealthy playthrough. We actually got really, really close. In the final part, you'll of course see, during this gameplay as well, but we tripped an alarm right at the end, so boo to us.
No stealth for you. Play more Metal Gear, please.
No stealth.
So yeah, the vehicles. Did you get to a chance to drive the vehicles? How did they feel? Because in games like that where they're not vehicle specific, a lot of the time the vehicle handling is not that great, and it really, really irks me. It's really kind of twitchy when it comes to driving around stuff. So how did the vehicles feel?
So I first jumped in the car. I think it's one of those kind of things where you need to adjust to it slightly. I mean, it didn't feel necessarily like it had the weight of, say, a driving game. For example, one of the comparisons I use a lot recently is, say, I feel like the vehicles in Uncharted 4 were a really, really good thing because they felt quite weighty. But yeah, it drives really well. It's a little bit sensitive initially. Bikes feel really cool. I think bikes are probably my most favourite thing because when you're running over a mountain or driving over a mountain and sort of jumping down, they're quite easy to turn. They're quite quick. And if you're trying to sort of get to a point super quickly, then I think a bike would probably be the favourite option. I didn't actually get to fly a helicopter. It's probably a good job I didn't because normally I would crash them. The developer specifically flew the helicopters so they could kind of give us a scenic route and lead us to where we need to be. But obviously I was in a helicopter, and from there that opens up possibilities. You can jump out and parachute and of course shoot down and whatnot. So yeah, I mean from what I tried with the vehicles, they feel good. I don't necessarily think they are necessarily the highlight point, but at the same time they handle as expected.
Is this something that you're going to play for a long time, or do you think it's something that is just a distraction that you're going to sink your teeth into for a weekend or two or something like that?
I think for me it depends on the breadth of the missions. I mean, for example, the demo that we had, we played the first mission, or we played the mission, stealthily first, and then the second we finished it, we went straight back in, and playing it back to back, I still enjoyed it the second time around. We did it completely differently the second time around. We were actually going to go and try and do the full stealth playthrough, then I missed my shot and blew up a tank, and then we ended up just going full guns blazing, and it was really, really good fun. So I think if there are lots and lots of different kind of different ways to do missions, then it could be something that I replay quite a bit because they mentioned there are loads of different ways. You can factor in night time, so you go in at night and you try and do it a lot more stealthily. You can airdrop in. You can use, I would imagine you could use explosives and just, guns blazing, silenced from afar and everything. There's also a load of tech as well. We obviously only had a drone, but I imagine there's a lot of other things you can play with. So if there's a lot of stuff to, if there are a lot of different ways to complete missions, and especially if there's some kind of in-game achievement system or something that tracks that kind of progress, then I think I feel incentivized to try and play it a lot more.
So yeah, you said that there's different play styles. Whereas there any score sheet after the round to say like incentivize actually playing stealthy or playing any of the different ways? Like were you punished for just going guns loud and blaze them?
There wasn't in this one. I mean, I imagine it's partly because it's demo. Because of course, it's it's worth calling out again. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but it's an alpha demo, so it's pretty early on. But of course, in these kind of situations, when you're playing at something like E3, these are very focused demos. So when we finished, it was literally, it took us to a cutscene. It was like, this is what Ghost Recon is. This is what you were doing in this mission, and that was it. Whether there will be that, I don't actually know. So that's something we'll have to find out. That would definitely be a really good thing, because in the demo we played, we still completed it. In fact, we completed it quicker just going in guns blazing.
So what was the map size like? Did you get to see anything? But what did the visuals look like as well? That kind of leads in with the map.
Map is massive. The map is absolutely huge. I mean, after once we finished the second demo, they got us to look at the map, and then when we pulled it up, it was, you started by zooming out, thinking, oh, this looks pretty big, and then I realised that it went down a lot further, across a lot further, and it's just, it does look really, really big. I mean, I did ask the question. They just said they weren't really talking about at the moment, but I did ask the question about whether there would be fast travel, because of course one thing that often makes big maps feel quite small is if you can just suddenly fast travel everywhere, or because it's a mission based game, it might well be that you drop in on one zone and you don't necessarily get the feel of the whole expanse if you're kind of restricted. But they did say it's fully open. They basically said what you can see is, if you can see something, you can get to it, you can climb, you can fly there, climb there, whatever. So yeah, I think it's pretty big, and visually, yes, it looks really, really good. I mean, bear in mind again, it's in the alpha stage right now, so there are a few things, there are some bugs and whatnot, and I feel like visually it will probably look even better when it comes out. But when they were flying through the helicopter, I think that was one of the things they were particularly trying to sort of show off, is that when you look at the helicopter and you're flying over the canyons, you look one side, you can see, I think it was Red Canyon or something. I'm not going to call that scenery because I don't really know them. And then to the left there was like this big, mountain expanse, ocean and whatnot. So yeah, it definitely looks super impressive.
Alright, cool. So my last question is, would you actually buy it and pick it up or not?
Yes.
Say if you didn't buy every game that was coming out and you weren't just buying every game.
Yeah, no, I think I definitely would, because I mean there are so many components that I like about this. I mean, it's got stealth, which is something that I am always a massive fan of.
Yeah.
It also has 4-player co-op, which is going to be really, really good fun. I mean, bear in mind you can play this completely solo, so to any solo players out there, you can play this completely on your own. You'll instead get AI teammates, but playing this with my friends, I mean, this is the sort of kind of thing where you'll have funny moments, literally like it happened today, where we were trying to go stealthily and I just missed my shot and ended up blowing up a fuel tank, and that was just a hilarious moment, and it just went into different things. So I think there's going to be some great gameplay opportunities out of this. I'll be interested to see how lengthy the campaign is and quite how replayability is, but yeah, off of what I played and off of what I've seen, yes, that is enough to convince me that I'm definitely going to be checking this game out.
Alright, cool. That sounded good.
Awesome. Alright, well, yeah, thanks guys. Make sure you don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for much more E3 coverage.
Wants to pitch into the fight.
todos a sus posiciones de inmediato. Estamos bajo fuego enemigo. No retrocedan. No retrocedan.
That's gotta be the warden's office. If there are any prisoner records, they'll be in there. We need to get inside and see what we can find.
Song of the day, Para la Calle, by DJ El Paso, and win an all-expense-paid vacation for two to lovely San Mateo. Once a haven for the Qataris 26 rebels, beautiful San Mateo has been taken over by La Plaga. And thanks to new security measures, cartel members can even walk the streets picturesque.
Enemy reinforcements coming in.
Beautiful
More Sicarios are rolling up.
long afternoons knocking back birras and throwing rocks at rebel prisoners in their cages. San Mateo, land of peace and tranquility.